Hi everyone, I hope you've all had an amazing summer. As you can tell, I've had a bit of a break from doing some videos over summer just to really allow myself some time off, some time with my hubby, and to do some really yummy, normal, non-performy things. Although I'm really grateful to have seen many of you over the summer via courses, lessons and so on. I'm really excited to be back in my normal routine, and it's a great pleasure to welcome you today. I thought I'd talk a little bit today about auditions. And with many of my clients now coming up to show auditions and many more of you going to college auditions, I just thought I'd give you a bit of a rundown on how you can start to find your songs for auditions. So the first thing is that when you go into that audition room, you want to just be showing them what you've got, and then they will decide if they think that they can utilise their training to get you a job at the end of the 3 years. They certainly want to see that you're passionate and dedicated, that you've done your research, that you're committed to going there, and so on and so forth. And those kind of interview tactics is a whole different video, so maybe I'll do one on that. But I'm going to stick this video down the line to choosing your songs and your choices that you make in regards to what you deliver on the day. Now, it sounds a little bit weedy really, but the best advice I can give you is that you need to go with your gut instinct. So first of all, I hope that you've got a couple of songs in mind, or that you're at least thinking of a couple of songs. And the same goes for if you're going for a show audition. So I'm going to take you through a bit of a step-by-step process. So step one is, what does the audition require of you? Okay, it's a really stupid question, you might think, but make sure you stick to what they want. So do they want one song? Do they want two songs? Do they want one song that's from this genre? Do they want two songs that are contrasting? Have they told you that you need to take 16 bar, 32 bar, a minute and a half, 2 minute max? What's the specifics of what they've asked for? And if they've given you specifics, you must stick to it. Please bear in mind that I'm assuming you're going for a musical audition, or that you're going to audition for a course that is musical theatre, performing arts based. So you've got to ask yourself real questions of validity. So if I take a pop song, is it valid enough reason for me to take a pop song? This is a massive discussion that we can have another time. But let's assume that you're going to take a theatre song to a theatre college audition, okay? There's great place for pop in theatre, there's phenomenal place for pop in theatre, and many contemporary musicals are based on popular music, so I'm not saying that they're irrelevant at all. I'm just saying that it's probably better if we take something from a theatrical show. Have you fixed up what it is you want to take? Most college auditions, all West End auditions, will tell you what they want of you, okay? So make sure you follow that specification. Step two. So let's say, for example, you've got to cut your songs down. When you cut your songs, you must make sure that there's a story and that it's cohesive. So don't just go, cut this section, it's 16 bars, because it's not going to help you to show something cohesive, and it's not going to make any sense, and it's just going to be really random. Make sure you've learnt it inside and out. That includes doing your research. So who are you? What are you? Where are you? Blah, 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 blah. Do you know everything about the show, everything about the context, everything about your character, and can you portray that? The answer is going to be yes, because you're going to be a fantastic MT student and find out all the answers. Don't be tempted to sing your own version. So do your research here. Some colleges and some audition panels won't mind you changing a few notes, changing a few bits and bobs of rhythm, but majoritively people want musicality and they want you to have learnt from the music. This is a matter of opinion for a lot of things. If you're going to a musical audition, the MD probably wants you to be musical. That shouldn't come as a surprise. So although you might like to put trills and frills into things, I like to call this the Ariana version, and God knows I love Ariana. But, you know, is Ariana in Mary Poppins appropriate? Probably not. So, I mean, I'm not saying that Ariana couldn't play Mary Poppins. Ariana, if you're watching, I think you'd be a brilliant Mary Poppins, of course. I think you are amazing. But what I'm saying is that we probably don't want that style into Mary Poppins, for example. So make sure you're giving me your delivery. So go through the text, speak it through in your own language, in your own words, in your own time, as if it were in your own context, and give the song meaning. Go through it, put meaning. Please don't forget that singing is acting. So you've got to fix up with your intentions. You might choose to do some of these bits and bobs in different step orders. That's absolutely fine. Wonderful. Be creative. Do it your own way. That's absolutely wonderful. My golden rule book for going to auditions is that you want to show them a story, and you need to probably show them 3 things in the time that you're going to sing. And it doesn't mean that you have to do 3. It doesn't mean that if you've done more than 3 things, that, oh my goodness, how dare you. It's just that I like to use that as a basis point. So the things that I generally think about, and the things that I'm planning for my students, for example, will be, the questions I ask is, does this song show the right range for the character they're going for? If you're going for a college audition, does it show your possibility, what you can do range-wise, okay? That is not me saying it must be a high song. It's not me saying it must be a low song. It's me saying, has your song showed more than just a few notes? For example, a lot of contemporary musical theatre songs will stick to a small number of notes for a long period of time. And it's for that reason that, generally, broadly speaking, a lot of the contemporary music might not be a great idea for auditions. Because, for example, Jason Robert Brown writes these phenomenal pieces of music that go on and on and on and on. Then we've got to think about, when we cut those down, suitable for an audition length, are they going to be as impactful, as cohesive, and show as much? I'm going to give you another example. Lifeboat. The opening of Lifeboat goes, that's 16 bars. That's your 16-bar audition. Boom, done. And you've not really done a lot. And you've stayed in the same quality, in the same dynamic, and that's one thing. It's not enough. If you then do the that section, the big belty section, you've just shown them one thing. That whole section is 16 bars. Okay? Even if you've got 32 bars and you glue those 2 bits together, please don't glue your music. Even if you put those 2 bits together, it's probably not showing enough. So that's what I mean. Make sure you've got, you're showing your possibility. Now, the but here is that if you don't have a high range, do not try to do a high song. It's just pointless. The audition panel want to hear what you can do, not what you can't do. So going back to my 3 things, I normally like to think about, have I showed my flexibility and my range? Have I shown vocal quality, contrast? So have I got different feels? Am I using different parts of my voice? Am I showing them that I've got an instrument that works? And dynamic. Am I showing them that I can sing quietly and loudly and everything in between? So if you can't answer yes to all those things, just question whether you've picked the right choice of music, okay? Often when your teachers are saying this isn't appropriate, they may not have the time to explain why. So you could go back and answer those questions, and that might help you if you're struggling with what your teacher's made recommendation for. Another step that I like to consider is that you should probably have different styles and genres of shows in your book and have different options ready. So the way that I prepare my students is that for every audition they've got 4 options in the folder. All of my students also have a 16-bar cut, taped and in a folder, 32 bar taped and in a folder, a minute that they know marked and taped and in a folder, and a minute and a half and a 2 minute taped and in a folder. The reason I say taped and in a folder, taped is with the pages taped, and in a folder is a 4 punch hole so that the music doesn't fall over in a 2 punch folder. It doesn't flop over for the pianist. That person makes or breaks your audition, and so that you can ask the accompanist which they would prefer, and that's just a nice little touch, I think. And make sure that you've got a range of songs to choose from so that you can go with your gut on the day. And this isn't so that if the person before you sings Lifeboat and you've got Lifeboat, then you change your song. You go with your gut in terms of, I just don't feel like I'm in the right place for this today, so I'm gonna go with my gut and do, yeah. So I broadly normally say have a legit pre-65 ballad, a legit up-tempo, a contemporary ballad, and an up-tempo contemporary. So you've got basically a pre-65 ballad, a pre-65 up-tempo, a contemporary ballad, and a contemporary up-tempo. Then you've kind of got the best of every world to pick from. You should also do your research to know for college auditions, for example, many of the colleges will want to hear your legit song out if you gave them a choice, and that's because it tells them so much more about your voice. It's not because they want to pick something that's hard or that you don't want to do, it's because it just tells us so much more about your voice, helps us sort of diagnose it in a way when we're listening. So that's great, so prepare for it. Woo! We know that, that's amazing. If you're going to audition at an acting school to do predominantly acting and drama, think carefully about whether you want to choose a theatre song. I normally prepare my actresses and actors that are going for drama school auditions with a folk song. And I certainly individually look at the college and the course, because you don't really want to go in with a musical theatre song for an acting course. You want to think about what as an actor or an actress you would sing. Okay. I love working on rep. I love getting students ready for auditions. I like to call myself the queen of rep. I love it, love it, love it. It's one of my fortes. I would be absolutely honoured to be part of your journey in preparing for an audition. If you'd like to come and see me for a one-to-one lesson, jump onto my website. If you'd like to book into one of my acting through song classes, that's a group singing class where we just focus on the acting through song element, so the performance element of your songs. I offer Zoom and FaceTime and Skype lessons, which is where you will be present, I will be present, and we over the internet conduct a one-to-one lesson. I also do pre-recorded tutorials, which are the cheapest offering of lesson I do, which is where you send me a video of you singing, I send you a video back pre-recorded via a private link, giving you feedback. If you're a teacher and you'd like to come on one of my courses, I'd so love to meet you. The next one is November the 3rd, and there's more about to be added onto my website very soon. Do always check back on my website, www.ameliacarvoice.com, because I'm constantly adding and revising dates on the website. If you'd like to find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, I'd absolutely love to hear from you. I love to welcome your questions. It helps me formulate my videos. It helps me think of how to channel everything that I'm doing to better serve you, wonderful singers and teachers. I hope you've enjoyed my video today, and I hope to see you soon.